My lords, it's a great pleasure to again follow the noble Lady Baroness Mackintosh of Pickering, and to speak in support of Amendment 251A in the names of the noble Lady Baroness Jones of Whitchurch and Baroness Bakewell of Partington Mandeville. I would indeed have attached my name to it had I not missed it. I think, as the case has already been very, very clearly made, that we need strengthened protections for national parks. Have regard to is simply not strong enough in this legislation. And I think it's worth going back to the actual 1949 Act. The purposes of national parks is, I quote, of conserving and enhancing the natural beauty, wildlife and cultural heritage of the area specified, close quote. This goes back to a debate we had some weeks ago now about how cultural and natural heritage are linked. But the main point to make with regard to 251A is about conserving and enhancing wildlife. Now, I noticed that just last week that we saw a campaign launched to raise £100 million to renature 13,000 hectares of land on the South Downs. There was much pride being said that this would mean that 33% of the national park was managed for nature, which reports suggested exceeds a UN-backed target of 30% by 2030. That, of course, is a target for all of the countryside. One might reasonably expect that to be much higher in our national parks. Indeed, you would like to see that figure going somewhere towards 100%, which of course does not mean that you can't have agricultural production associated with that. We're back to a very long-running debate about sparing versus sharing. But I think we've got to note that what we're doing now is not strong enough, and we have to do much more, and we need the Environment Bill to do it. I note, just as one example, the Yorkshire Dales National Park, which is a notorious black hole for raptors. The illegal persecution of raptors when the National Park did a consultation with the public about the management of the park was one of the issues most raised by the public. And just a few months ago, we saw a hideous video released by the RSPB investigations team of two buzzards being lured to their deaths in the area. I'd also note that we really need to think about whether there's not, and I'm sure there are, more areas of the country that need to be protected, whether it's as a national park or in some other way, as the Glover Review highlights. I note that the South Pennines has been identified as a prime candidate for a different approach, the only upland region in England that doesn't currently have a legal designation. Thank you, my lords.